Okay guys, realize there's not many videos on these newer servo tronics and the replacement of them, so I figured I'd give you a quick walkthrough on how to change these. I'm sure most of you, if you're trying to do this, you already know how to remove a valve cover. So remove the valve cover. That's obviously step one, which you have to remove the intakes, lift up the intercooler. You don't have to remove it completely, so then you don't have to refill it with fluid and yada yada. But once you get to this point, you don't have to remove this third coil isolator for the mounting system for it, but you do have to remove these two. You are going to need a 13mm wrench for this. You're going to have to hold it because it will snap if you are not holding it. You do not want to risk damaging it, but this car has been throwing a bunch of Servotronic codes, so we are changing this out. And I'll walk you through a little bit on how to do this. So after you remove the valve cover, I'm going to set that 13 on this guy. Then you can use a 4mm, you can use a standard Allen, or ratchet, whichever. You're going to insert it right into the worm gear, because that is what actually changes. Oh, of course. Going to insert the 4mm right into the worm gear, because that worm gear is actually what changes the whole servo or the cam control arm. Oh shit. And you're going to rotate this clockwise and almost assist this arm to 13. So whenever you get to where this won't reach anymore, just make sure you hold this tight. Turn it. There's quite a bit of tension on it. Then you're going to put the cam, that wrench back on, and then slowly release it. Make sure this wrench is holding it before you let go of this. If you do not make sure that is holding it securely, as soon as you let go of this, it will snap and you do risk damaging. So once that is there and it's holding it, you're going to take an 11 and you're going to remove this stopper. Sorry, my camera mount is kind of flimsy. I'm trying to balance it on the radiator support. This is that bit. I'm just going to set that aside for a moment. Then back to this. Going to lift up just a little bit on that crescent wrench. And now you're going to be rotating counterclockwise. And be very careful, because it will snap. And again, whenever you're moving the crescent wrench to allow it to fit, so you can still hold it, just be sure you're holding that Allen wrench very snug. Now you're going to feel resistance going the other direction. And once you turn it enough, it will release from the worm gear. So you can use your wrench and see that it is removed. So that is a good point. So now that that is off, you're going to take that stopper that you removed before and pull this an additional 90 degrees or so and insert that stopper back into its home, and you can just finger thread it in there, and then you can release it, and that stopper is now holding that cam in place. So then you can take, is going to be a T30 Torx. And you're going to remove the 3 bolts to hold this in. There's 2 up there and then 1 back here. Be very careful when you're removing these, because you don't want those to fall in. So you got an idea to use a magnet. Just to help, so you don't drop those. Okay, gasket. Get out of there. Again, you don't have to use a magnet, but it's just better safe than sorry in case you drop a screw down in there. So once you have those 3 bolts out, you're now going to grab that 13 wrench again, set it on there as so, and you're going to pull this again counterclockwise, because the piece can't be removed unless you pull it just a tidbit to remove it. There you go. Now is it removed? And again, here we have the new one. You just want to make sure that there's no debris. Everything looks clean inside where you're putting it in. As you can see inside there's not a single bit of dust or dirt or debris in there. So I'll just leave it nice and lubricated. So then just set this one in and pull that again. It's just to have enough room to slide that through, because that bracket kind of sticks out. And when putting these guys in, I like to stick them on the end of a magnet, try to center them. Sometimes you can use that and thread them in there. You don't have to worry about dropping them. It must be nice if they made those Torx bits, or a lot of other sockets with magnets already built in, but it'll work with what you got. Let me go ahead and back in. And it's almost a reverse procedure. Putting this back in. But just so it's nice and clear. And those guys. Those guys are at 10 Newton meters. So it's really not much at all. So then you're going to pull this guy back again, pull that stopper out, pull that guy back out. Remember, you got to make sure you're holding that, otherwise it will snap. You're just going to turn this clockwise until basically you can get that stopper back in. So if you're feeling, or you can see where that stopper goes in, you can see where the stop on the actual cam is. Once you have enough room for it, you can throw it back in there. First one, let me hold it. And now to torque that guy down, I should have done it first, but to torque that guy down, you have to go all the way until you can get that cam stopped back on there. So there's no tension on it, or you don't have to hold it anymore. It's going to be the same 10 Newton meters on this guy. And that one's an 11 millimeter. So then take this guy. Now you're gonna backspin it again, going counterclockwise until it rests on that stopper. I'll grab a light. So now you can see the stopper is resting on, or the cam stop is resting on the stopper. So There you go. Servotronics torqued in. That's a simple procedure for changing that out. Obviously, after you get done with this, you do have to have it programmed. You use the, not sure if you can use MHD on it, but you do have to reset all the adaptions on it. So there you go. Good luck, guys.